What's up, my foodies? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be making some oven jerk pork chops with gungu rice and steamed cabbage, and I'm gonna be making like a basic little jerk sauce to go on the pork. So stay tuned, guys. It's about to be lit. Alright guys, so the first thing we're gonna do now is season up our pork. I have the pork here washed and cleaned already. There's some fatty pieces, guys, but don't worry about that when you're jerking. Don't be afraid of fat. Alright, I have some allspice berries here. I already crushed some and put on the top. This is like about 8 of them crushed. Some green seasoning, some walkerswood jerk, some black pepper, all-purpose seasoning. I'm gonna put some complete, a little browning for color, and I'm also gonna add some worcestershire sauce. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. And I'm gonna add a piece of scotch bonnet pepper in this as well. And for the green seasoning, I have a recipe on my channel for this as well, guys. This is all of the natural seasonings blended, your onion, your scallion, your thyme, all of those good stuff, guys. All right, so let's season up this pork. All right, guys, so the first thing I'm gonna add is the green seasoning. I'm going to also add some crushed pimentos. All right, and I'm gonna add some Maggie all-purpose as well. Listen, guys, this recipe is kind of simple, but it is so good. All right, I'm gonna add some Badia complete seasoning as well. I love complete seasoning. Comment below, guys, and let me know how you feel about complete. I literally put complete on everything, complete and Maggie all-purpose. Woo, I love both of them, guys. I'm going in now with my walkerswood wet jerk seasoning. All right, guys, don't worry about the spoon that I'm using. I'll be sure to list in the description box the exact measurement of everything that you see me using here. All right, I'm going to also add some browning. All right, guys, let me tell you a little story. This browning is good for absolutely nothing. Listen, if this was Grace browning, the meat would be black already. So you're gonna see, guys, when I rub up the meat just can't catch no color, as we Jamaicans would say. All right, I'm going with some black pepper now. And before I added the black pepper, guys, you saw me add some Worcestershire sauce. All right, that sauce is so good on steaks, and it's good on pork and oxtail and all that stuff. All right, so, and that's a little piece of scotch bonnet pepper as well, guys. I have some pepper here. They're so strong, so I have to be using like a little tiny piece. So basically, after you add all your ingredients, you want to just massage all these seasonings and all that into the meat. Just massage it in good, guys, because remember, we're not going to marinate this because we are running short on time today, and the best way to marinate this would be to marinate it overnight, and we don't have that time, honey. We're making this oven jerk pork right this minute. All right, so just kind of massage the seasonings into the meat, and that's pretty much it, guys. I will be adding some more browning because, as I said to you before, that Caribbean Dream browning, yes, I'm telling you what brand it is. It's good for absolutely nothing, no color. But the good thing I think about it, though, even though I had added so much to the pork and it didn't catch any color, it wasn't bitter. It didn't make it bitter, so I guess it's not strong enough. Listen, I don't know, guys, but alright, guys, so now I'm going to go in with some more of the browning and try to get it to the color that I want it to, or the color that I'm used to when I'm using my Good Up Grace browning. But where I went to buy the stuff, guys, they didn't have Grace, so I had to work with this one. But I guess it works, but you just have to use a whole lot of it. But the good thing is, well, the only good thing about it is, even though you use a lot of it, it doesn't make the meat bitter, so I'll work with that. Alright, guys, so now that we're done with the seasoning process, I'm just gonna go in now and wrap my bowl with a saran wrap. Alright, or a couple pieces of saran wrap, rather. If you have a bowl that you could cover, guys, feel free to use it and just cover it up and let it sit on your counter. Alright, so pretty much just wrap it up, guys, and I'm gonna let it sit here for about an hour and change. Alright guys, so it's been an hour. It's been like an hour 15 minutes, and I have my foil pan right here, and I rinsed the foil pan just now, so it's, I don't know if you see water droplets on it, guys, but anyway, the pork is smelling so good, guys. Listen, I know the neighbor is gonna be wondering what is she cooking over there, but anyway, I'm just laying the pork on the foil pan, guys, and pretty much just don't let none of the meat fold. Don't let it fold, guys, because it's not gonna be jerk or baked or whatever we're doing with this. We're jerking it in the oven, okay? Not because it's oven, it's still jerk. All right, so it's not gonna be jerked evenly if pieces of the meat fold or you let any of the pieces fold. All right, so just kind of lay it out flat, guys. I'm trying to make some space here, even though they're going to shrink, but that's fine, we're prepared for that. Now with the extra seasonings that I have left here, guys, later on I'm gonna add a little bit of water to that, and we're gonna use it to make a little sauce. But this is what the pork is looking like, and we're gonna go into the oven now. Alright guys, so I covered it with some foil paper, and we're gonna go in the oven and stay in the oven for an hour. Alright guys, so let's work on our rice. I have some water here that's coming up to a boil, and I'm just gonna add in my natural seasonings, my onion, scallion, thyme, scotch bonnet pepper, and some pimento. Now I'm going to add in some green gungu peas. Alright, and after adding in the peas, guys, we're gonna let this come up to a boil. Alright, so we're gonna cover it and let it come up to a boil. So now that it has come up to a boil, guys, I'm going to add some salt, and I'm also gonna go in now with my coconut milk. All right, so I'm adding about a cup of coconut milk. All right, remember guys to check the description box for all the exact measurements. All right, so we're gonna cover this and add our rice after it boils up. Alright guys, so if you're wondering which brand rice I'll be using, I'm just gonna be using regular Goya jasmine rice. Alright, so our peas has come up to a boil, guys, and I have some of the rice already pre-washed. So what I'm gonna do now is adding the rice, guys, and after adding in the rice, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon and a half of butter. Alright, just mix it in. I'm gonna go in with some complete as well, guys, that same Badia complete that we were using on the pork. Yes, I'm putting some in the rice. And after adding in the complete, guys, you're gonna cover it and let the rice cook for about 20 minutes on medium low. Alright guys, so it's been like 20 minutes, guys, and the water has reduced drastically from the rice. So what I'm gonna do now to free up some space on the stove top, because I have a lot going on this stove top, okay, I'm going to put the rice in the oven with the pork, so the rice will be done when the pork hit that 1 hour mark. Alright guys, remember the little seasoning water that we had left? Alright, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go in with like a 1/4 cup of water to this, and I'm also gonna be adding like 3 tablespoons of ketchup to this, and I'm also gonna go in with some honey barbecue sauce. Listen guys, I had to wash this bottle out because it's finished and we're not wasting it. We're washing out what's left of it, okay? So now I'm also gonna go in with some honey. I'm adding like a 1.5 tablespoons of honey, and we are going to mix up this bad boy, guys, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 10 to 12 minutes. I don't want this sauce to be very thick, guys. I want it to have like gravy consistency, because I want to also put it on my rice and on the pork. You know the vibes, guys. Nice little gravy consistency type of sauce. All right, and when it's all done, guys, it should look something like this. I'm just gonna turn the heat off now, and I'm kind of gonna show you the consistency that I was talking about, guys. Not too thin and not too thick. This sauce is so good, by the way, guys. So this is how it's looking. Alright, so steamed cabbage time. So I have this vegetable peeler here, guys. I love it. It gives you the perfect shredded cabbage every time, never miss, guys. So what you want to do is just glide it onto the cabbage and it shreds the cabbage perfectly every time, never miss, guys. So just glide it onto the cabbage and it shreds it. Guys, so moving along to the carrot now. So I'm going to be using this section of the grater and I'm just going to glide the carrot in downwards movement on the grater until it's completely grated. So while you're gliding it, guys, it's being grated, and you do that continuously until you're finished grating the carrot or until you've grated a satisfied amount. It's very easy, guys. This is beginner friendly and this is the shortcut way how to make steamed cabbage. Okay guys, so I have a clean container here that I'm gonna transfer my veggies into because I'm gonna use this same cutting board to cut up some onion, some tomato, and my sweet pepper. All right, looking good, right? All right, so cutting up these are very simple, guys. You just cut it in any shape you want. It don't matter. Everybody cut their stuff differently. This is how I felt like cutting it today, so I did just that. This is kind of like dicing it really. And same for the sweet pepper, I just cut it in half and cut it across. And the tomato, basically just cut them in squares or chunks. Totally up to you guys, and you're done. Easy, right? Alright guys, before we get into the steamed cabbage, let's check on our pork because that 1 hour time mark has just expired, and this is what they're looking like. You see how much juice that pork spring out. So what I'm gonna do now is use that juice in the bottom of the foil pan to baste the pork, just to rehydrate it. Alright guys, so what I'm doing now to baste it, I'm using my silicone brush and just dipping it in the liquid and onto the pork. So we're basically just rehydrating the pork. Alright, the bottom is already wet, so we don't have to flip it over because the bottom section is already, it has liquid under there already. Alright, so we're gonna do this and add it back in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And because I'm gonna add the pork back in the oven, guys, I'm gonna now take out my rice, which is already done, nice and shelly. Guys, you know I don't mess with this gungu rice, and it's also a pretty good way to cook your rice. Also, just put it in the oven and forget about it. You don't have to check on it anything. All right, so our rice is done, and I'm just gonna put this on the stove top while we finish off our other things. All right, and by the time we're finished cooking, guys, this rice won't even be cold, so you don't have to worry. This pot is nice and steaming hot. Alright guys, we've strayed long enough. Back to steaming our cabbage. So I added a tablespoon of butter in the pot, and once the butter is melted, I'm going to go in with my natural seasonings, guys. The seasonings we cut up earlier, our tomato or sweet pepper, all that good stuff, and I added a little piece of thyme just for flavor. So once you add the seasonings in, kind of just sear them off, guys, so we can get those flavor bursting out in this butter, guys, before we add in our cabbage. So we kind of want to get some flavor going on first before we add our cabbage. This is just how I do it, guys, so just kind of sear it off first. All right, alright guys, so once I was done with that, I'm now going in with the cabbage. And because of the size that I cut the cabbage, guys, this is literally gonna take me no more than 3 minutes tops. I don't want it to be soft at all, so I'm going in with a teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning. You know, you want to get the seasonings all over the cabbage, so toss that around a bit. Now guys, this is important. Do not cover the pot. Do not cover the pot and walk away from this cabbage. You have to toss it around until all of the pieces of cabbage becomes transparent. Remember, we cut them very small, so they're easily cooked. This cabbage can be eaten like this right now, but I'm gonna toss it around a little more, and I also want to add a little bit of black pepper as well. The pork is spicy, guys, so I didn't want to spicy, you know, the cabbage as well. So I added some black pepper, guys, and I'm just tossing it around some more. My flame is off at this point, so 3 minutes into tossing this around, my flame is off. All right, and the cabbage is done. It is ready, guys. Totally ready. You see how quick and easy this is? Quick. All right, so our pork is ready, guys. You see they got some nice color because we turned the oven up a notch, and this is what they're looking like. They're smelling so good, and I know they're gonna taste bomb. Listen, this is a family favorite in my house. We are gonna have a ball, literally. So I'm just gonna let it sit before I cut it up. All right, guys, so this is how the pork is looking. It's tender, it's juicy, it's creamy in flavor. Guys, somebody reached in my pork pan before me. I won't call no names, but y'all know who. But yeah, guys, it turned out amazing, just as I thought. And I'm going in with some sauce on top of this right now because I'm digging in ASAP. All right, I'm gonna have 2 dinners tonight, okay? So this is how it's looking, guys. Isn't this screaming delicious? Oh my god. And later on, guys, the pork was served up alongside the rice and peas and cabbage with our sauce that we made. Listen, it was banging, guys. It was absolutely delicious. But it's the pork for me still. It's the pork for me. Oh my god, guys, get into the pork. Listen. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell a friend about Taste of Yard. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.